And what I'm going to do is deploy both of these. So I'll get GPT-4o, 4o, and I'll use this model. When I'm looking at some of the detail here, probably just sort of skirt over a little bit just now with the time, but it's got a location, I've got a deployment type. There are other deployment types like data zone standard that would probably just allow me as developer license for that. I'll just stick with I'll stick with defaults just to try this out. Because I want to show a scenario where this does a bit of reasoning, and I can use, just while I'm on that subject, I'll use the fee model as well. Also got fee for mini reasoning. And use this model. Read these messages, of course. Do as I say, not as I do. Some of these. Because I'm really keen to check out the playground for these. And if I have a look at the models that I've deployed, I can see down here, down the bottom here, I can see my assets, I can see models and endpoints, and I can see, for example, this particular one. So I can see fee, mini reasoning, and I can see the other one as well, GPT-4. And this is really useful information, and it's very much a pattern. And have a look yourself at, you'll find lots of demonstrations on creating the applications using Python, for example, but you could pick other languages as well. This is the sort of detail that is very much a pattern. It's very much the same each time. But the fact it gives us that, and it doesn't just give us the structure, it fills it in with our actual endpoint and some detail specific to what we've done. It's a real help. It's a real head start into application development. So it's good that we get that. But I just want to jump straight to Playground. So we saw Playground with Translate, which is just based on the national languages. This is based on something a bit more specific because it's using a model. It's using a GPT-4o model. I can see that there. I could try it out with my other model. Let me try GPT-4o. I'll give the model some instructions. So you are an AI assistant that helps, let's say, I'll put solve problems. Okay. It's telling me you got to click apply changes there. It's just a thing. Other screens might apply changes as you go, but this you need to actively apply changes, which is just the way it is. I'm not going to add data in this case, but I'll show you something similar when we look at agents. I can put in parameters. Now, these I would suggest to start with, leave them as they are and see what you get. See what you get as a response. But if there's dialogue going on, or if I'm saying a few things like what's the best time of year to visit London, and if it says, I don't know, July, I'll say, and then I say, what can I do there? It's not going to say where. It's sort of recalling the previous messages, and that kind of augments into the query that I'm posing, the question that I'm posing. Maximum responses. Responses can be verbose, can be very lengthy. So this could be a way to cut that down, cut down the number of tokens being used in a response. Temperature is usually a measure of randomness, so how varied the responses could be. So yeah, higher temperature tends to be more creative, but I think with that we could say less reliable. So it's just how you sort of feel about these answers. The top probability is very similar. I often think of these as the same. They're not the same, but top probability, so you get the most likely completions back. You could put a stop sequence in, so it stops at the end of a line. Frequency penalty and presence penalty, they perform kind of functions of trying to reduce repetition of words, reduce repetition of phrases in the response. Like I said, I would try a prompt, see what you get, and then maybe shift these. But certainly with these, I'd leave them at 0 to start with and see what you get back. I've got a question that I'm going to pose, which I'm just going to copy and paste because yeah, it'd be quite a long time if I'm typing this in. And it's a problem that you've probably seen before, but it's not saying what's 8 plus 6. It's a bit more subtle than that. You've probably seen that problem before, but get some thoughts on it. So it's saying, there you go. That's what I would suggest. That seems so pretty quick coming back to me. AI should be explainable. So maybe I could say explain your reasoning. See if it helps with that. And it'll go through how it came up with that solution. So take the chicken across first, come back for the fox, drop the fox off, take the chicken, drop the chicken off, take the grain. It's giving a bit of reasoning for this. I think that's very good. It's quite it's got a kind of human problem sort of feel to it, where there's subtlety and nuance. It's not just sort of adding up some numbers or completing a sentence. There is that sort of reasoning quality to it. I try the same sort of thing with fee reasoning. Okay, and let me try a different question. I'll just change this again. You're an AI assistant that helps solve problems. Yeah, actually, I think that's what I changed it to. I'll get this slightly different question. Let's clear that as well, just so we can see the volume of output this is going to give. I don't know if this is quite as well known. A problem, 53 socks, 21 identical blue, 15 black, 17 red. How many socks do you need to guarantee you've got a pair of black socks in amongst that? And you could probably you might just be able to say the answer straight away. It's that sort of question. You just probably just know the answer. But in terms of asking a machine to do that, it's interesting the reasoning it goes through. So with fee mini reasoning, well, a feature of this is the reasoning. So gives this thing called a chain of thought. Maybe click on or maybe just wait. Yeah, all right, let's see. So it goes through. What does it say the answer? It's 40 is the answer, right? So yeah, it's still working on it though. I was expecting this to take a while and it does. It's sort of very, very thorough in how it goes through this reasoning. Now, maybe that scales well, maybe that answers more complex questions, but they're both doing the same sort of thing. But you'd be using the playground just to assess them, to see how happy you are with the output. Obviously, as well, you want to be checking that you're getting the right answer. So 40 should be the right answer, but it will get there eventually. I think it said 40 a few times, but it's just reinforcing that that reasoning and how it got to it. Maybe looking at alternatives as well. Okay, so that's pretty good. I go back to GPT-4, kind of messing it around a little bit here. When I look at tools like this, and I'm kind of happy that it's doing what it's supposed to do, well, that's where I could deploy that as a web app, and it will write the instructions for me. Or maybe more likely, I'll turn to Python and start writing my Python application to engage with this. So lots of choices go into the model. Once we've got the model, we can try it out. We can compare it with other models. Okay, so picking a model is not just about picking the one you used last time, albeit that's literally what I just did, but actually getting to know where different models are effective. The catalogue is a great place for help on that. So as you go through the catalogue, use these, look at the capabilities that you're interested in, sort of specifics. Maybe if I look at see all models, I'll get more choices here actually, just to show you not just choices in terms of models, but in terms of the filters. So deployment option, are you going to use managed compute where you're paying for compute resources with Azure? Are you going to use serverless API to connect to it, maybe from your own resources? Not all models will support these options. So we want to get that heads up to start with. You don't want to build a solution like an agent and then realize at the stage of deployment or something else that it's all undermined because you didn't sort of carry out a bit of due diligence to start with. So that model catalog is excellent. I just jump back up to Foundry.